Is this the one?
Indeed it is. And this is Jonathan. He's going to let you drive some of his cars.
Well, not quite my cars, per se. It's a mere detail. You know, I'd really rather be down there racing them myself, to be honest. I'm actually quite handy behind the wheel, but it's the downforce, those lateral Gs, you know? The old neck can't really handle it. So I need a pro. That's where you come in. We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good, and most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. I'll see you at the track.
Now,
What's up guys, and welcome to part 2 of my F1 2017 career mode. This will be covering the Chinese Grand Prix, and as you can just see, we've just spoken to Jonathan, who is the classic car enthusiast, and he's given us 2 invitational events to do, either Japan Pursuit Race in the 2006 Renault or an Overtake Challenge in the 96 Williams. I chose to do the 2006 Renault because it's a car that I always enjoyed watching when I was a kid. Of course, the 96 Williams is pretty much the same age as me, so I thought driving this one would be a bit more fun, especially with the traction control and the speed that these cars had in this time. Of course, the cars in front have a head start, and away we go. Got to try and catch up with these guys within the 3 laps and overtake all 4 of them by the end. Right, coming on to the end of the first lap now, and as you can see, we just cut straight through and go to the home straight again. Due to this being the Japan short circuit, it's just the first sector and the start of Dunlop Curve. Catching up to the back of Mikalski's in the 1992 Williams, which is Nigel Mansell's car. Got the inside of him quite nicely. And now on to lap 3, out of turn 1 and 2. We've got Kaufman in the 95 Ferrari, and then we've got the 98 McLaren in front as well. Making a bit of contact with Kaufman there, coming out of turn 3. Round his outside through 4. Diving up to Sari. Round his outside as well. And then a little corner cut, Aite in the MP4-6, I believe. And there you go. That was the Overtake Challenge around Japan Short in the 2006 Renault. Right, so with that done, let's pop back to the career mode hub and see what Chris has to say.
The package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
So yeah, there we go, we have a upgrade fitted to the car, the durability of general wear, which means that every single part will drop off 10% slower. Let's move on to China now for the start of the practice sessions. Track acclimatization first, you see we got a purple there. Then I tried to just go around and do a lap as fast as I could on these soft tyres, which are the middle compound for this weekend. And we do a 37.4, which puts us 18th for practice 1. A little bit disappointing, only 2/10 faster than the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. Not ideal, but with the AI and the highest difficulty, I wanted to try and get the best I could. As you see there, I got purple for the race strategy as well. And one thing I will leave here as a disclaimer, I forgot to record qualifying. So I qualified 18th. I can't remember what my lap time was, but down in 18th, very slow, with Hulkenberg nearing the top 10, I believe. Team overfueling the car, and another 1 stop on the horizon as well. Right, the lights now coming on for the Chinese Grand Prix, starting on soft tyres, while everybody else around us is on super soft, so that might mean 2 stoppers for the drivers in front. Lights out, and away we go. Poor launch from Esteban Ocon, as we now go side by side with him as we get into the braking zone for turn 1. Try and take it nice and cautiously, don't want to cause any incidents. Slowly up the inside of all of these guys, and we're already up into P11, but with Perez and Hulkenberg right next to us coming through turn 3. Hulkenberg squeezes us out a bit wide, and we drop to 13th, but 18th to 13th in the first few corners. I'll take that, very good. And now straight back up the inside of Hulkenberg again, and Perez side by side. Will Perez hold it around the outside on his super soft tyres? Yes, he does. So we move up to 12th, overtaking Hulkenberg, who looks like he's on the same strategy as us. Coming on to the end of lap 3 now. We run a bit wide coming out the final corner, and this could allow Magnussen to put some pressure on us. 1:39 lap time there. Magnussen round the outside into turn 1. Very brave move from the AI there. Are we going to hold it around the inside though? We've got the ideal line for this corner, but Magnussen's still there on the inside of 2. And coming out of 3, almost contact with his right rear, and Magnussen gets us. I mean, my pace didn't feel all that good throughout this weekend, so I guess it was more damage limitation I had this weekend. As you can see here on the end of lap, towards the end of lap 5, Ocon trying to make a move on us into the final split snail section. Side by side, a little bit of contact. Driver waves his hand up, but we hold off for now. But Ocon, of course, in his Force India Mercedes power, is going to be right back up on us again towards the end of this straight. Sainz is with him as well. We try and force him to the outside. Ocon storms past us with DRS and his slipstream. Sainz looks like he's going to try and get a look in as well. We brake later than Ocon, try and get him up the inside of the hairpin. We do indeed keep hold of position 13, defending from Ocon on his super soft tyres. Again, very next lap, same point as last lap. He's going to try it again into this section. Up the inside of the tight corner. Trying to hold it around the outside of the snail section. No, doesn't do it. We hold him off, but again down the back straight, he is going to have a massive run on us. Sainz as well behind him will get a good tow, but Ocon more so with his more powerful engine. Ocon decided to sit behind us though, not wanting to overtake as we cut off Sainz, an absolute treat as well. Ocon tries to throw it up the inside of the hairpin, and we hold it round the outside again, keeping hold of P13, defending for our lives at the moment. End of lap 7, some of the super soft runners have now pitted, so we're now up into 11th, but we just lost it to Carlos Sainz. Braking later than him, round the outside of the hairpin. All a bit of contact. Sainz doesn't look happy with that. Is Sainz going to hold it, or can we dive it up his inside into the final corner? Dive it up his inside into the final corner, squeeze him out for room. And we're going to be side by side coming into turn 1 and 2. Sainz now trying to give us as little space as possible on the entry into 1. We brake that a little bit earlier to try and see if we can get the swoop inside line, which is exactly what we do. Sainz moving out the way there, which is a little bit of a shame. I felt like the AI could be a bit more defensive, especially through that corner. Right, so you heard that Jeff said that we were expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes. This made me want to change my strategy and try and see if we can go onto soft tyres to make them last until the rain period, because 10 to 15 minutes is around about 7 to 12 laps. As Ocon tries to fling it up our inside through the same section he tried on lap 5 and 6. But no, again, carbon copy of the last 2 times he's tried it, and we've held it round the inside of the next part of it. And down the straight as we are going to pit in for our set of soft tyres, hoping that they can last to the rain period. Of course, if they don't, it means it's going to be a disaster. It means we're going to have to pit twice in this race and maybe go on to super soft tyres by the end.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Right, so I just asked Jeff again to see what the weather report was like, and 5 laps after he said there was going to be rain in 10 to 15 minutes, he said 10 to 15 minutes again, and again asking him. And he says 10 minutes again on lap 17. It's a disaster that Jeff is really just keeping us waiting. I don't know whether the Renault team have got their radar wrong or whatever, but I'm now starting to panic and wondering whether these soft tyres are going to last until the rain hits. As Esteban Ocon now in the slipstream. Again, he's been the one we've constantly been with the entire race on his medium tyres. Slipstream and DRS flies past us on lap 17. We go a bit deep trying to defend around the outside of the hairpin, but Ocon gets the move done and is up into P10. We now lose out on a points position. Lap 18, we're still on the back of Esteban Ocon, and he moves out the way there for us to get through turn 1. It's still annoying me that the AI do that. They need to be more defensive when you're trying to come up the inside, because he had no right to give me the room there. But then I suppose I'd have probably been very annoyed at him if he didn't give me the room. Diving up his inside into turn 4. Can we hold it? Ocon's still there. We're going to have to try and stick it round the outside of a fast left-hander. And we do well there. Just about managed to hold on. Jeff now saying that we do not have the data for that, which means that it is going to rain any minute now. As we move on to lap 20, we've now got Ocon again trying to dive up our inside in this section. And again, we're holding it up the inside, and also, as you can tell by the screen, the rain has now begun on lap 20. But my tyres are on 67%, so I can probably only take them one lap more, maybe two if I'm lucky. And now we're in real trouble. Ocon, both Haas cars and Stroll look like they're all going to try and get us down the back straight here. Cars everywhere as we try and squeeze in between Magnussen and Ocon. A little bit of contact with Ocon, but no damage done, and we somehow hold on to position 9. Excellent defensive driving there just to hold on to the position. But of course, with the rain coming down now, this is really going to affect people's strategies. On lap 21, the rain is still coming down, but I've decided to pit for super soft tyres. I cannot go any longer on the soft tyres I have, which is a shame, really, as it dropped us down into 18th position. Kind of shows how bad my pace was through this entire weekend. But had I known the rain wasn't going to hit until lap 21, I would have just pitted for mediums on about lap 11 and hopefully taken those to the end. Lap 22, we fly at the inside of Verline through the snail section and hold it, unlike Ocon, who's tried and failed on countless occasions to overtake me through that. A little bit of understeer as well through the exit of it. The lap times were starting to drop off, but not to the extent I was expecting. So the track was just drying out very slowly. Fernando Alonso is out of the race. He's the first retirement. Second retirement, actually. I didn't realise we'd gone down to 19 drivers. But there is Alonso on the exit of turn 3. And then on the very next lap, Kimi Raikkonen has a moment and spins from second position. There he is in the grass in turn 2. That's going to cost him so much time. He was on for second position. It was a Ferrari 1-2 until that point. Lap 27, which will be my final lap of the race, as I am already a lap down. I have to let through Valtteri Bottas down the straight. Didn't want to lift off too much because that would mean I'd be put under pressure from Nico Hülkenberg. And Nico Hülkenberg looks like he's going to try and sniff out a move. But no, he holds on. Sebastian Vettel wins the Chinese Grand Prix. I make contact with Bottas on the entry to the hairpin. Outbroke myself a little bit and caught the slide on the exit. Valtteri Bottas is going to come home in P2. We are going to cross the line in 16th position. Very, very disappointing result, but the only positive I will take is that we outraced our teammate. 16th position, no points, pretty much last, and a lap down. That was all for this episode. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you for Bahrain next time.